Bryce Harper, he struggled with pitches up in the zone, and one of the big reasons, see in the left, 2015, that was his MVP year. Look at the elbow, not to be seen. This is the same shot from Citi Field. Look on the right-hand side. This is this season. The elbow is up, and when it peaks up, he has to bring it through the zone tight to the body, and there's a big hole up in the zone. That's created a lot of inconsistencies in his contact and exit velocity. Where down in the zone, he is money, but up, that's struggle for him. This was the first inning. Pitch right up, a little bit up in the zone, middle up. See the elbow where it's at, then bringing it there. He's late on pitches up in the zone, and that's just a bad habit that he's going to have to try to eliminate.
Rip that one, and there's Russell. And Harper is 0 for 3.
And you look at all the damage that he's been able to do this season. It's on off-speed pitches or fastballs that have been low in the zone. Look where the elbow is. Look where the bat is pointing. You even see the bat head, sort of a little bit of a wrap right there. Coming around, that's a long swing trying to get to the point of contact. That's one thing John Maley, which you see him there in the top left of your screen, he'll also been working hard with Bryce to be able to eliminate that.
Breaking ball in there for a strike to Rhys Hoskins.
Easier said than done. Quintana wanted that pitch. See him look away after he executed that off speed in the corner. Three deep. K-Zone says it was a strike.
Bryant lost it. Russell lost it. And the fans didn't. They get it. Hey, Play Ball is MLB's initiative to inspire all forms of baseball and softball participation, making play opportunities available and fun for everyone. To find a youth organization near you, go to playball.org.
Eddie, when the wind's blowing like this at Wrigley and you used to come here as a visiting hitter, you would check the wind every morning?
Absolutely.
First thing you did?
Absolutely. Especially if I knew a lefty was on the mound. I would definitely check to see where the wind was. One, for offensive for the offense situation, but also to pray that a pop-up or a fly ball wasn't hit my way if I was playing the outfield. Because it is an adventure here. It plays so differently, this ballpark, depending on how that wind is blowing.
And don't you have an app on your phone that says whether the wind is blowing in or out every day?
Oh, yes.
What's that called?
Good question. It comes out automatically as soon as.
Yeah, I'll have to install that myself tonight when I get back.
Don't all weather apps tell you the wind blowing? You have
no, but he's got a special one about the wind at Wrigley Field.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
There's an app for that?
Of course.
Hoskins reaches out, slow roller. Russell there. Eddie's blowing in the wind right now, literally. So we'll go back to the studio.
And guys, a big night for Big Red in Baltimore. Doug Glanville, it's the lightning quick bat speed of Clint Frazier again.
Yeah, and Frazier, see how short his follow through, just sort of flicks it out there, but showing the backspin and the power, almost like an instant replay of his previous home run.
He had a 2-run homer earlier, 3-run homer there, and then speaking of, it's an eye gouge from Rowdy Tellez.
Once again, just a smooth swing pass, very easy stroke, and gets the distance to go with it.
His second home run of the night. 5 RBIs now for the Jays. Ravi?
So they're coming off the top rope. We got a little Roddy Piper eye gouge reference from Connors there. And did you just see how dejected and defeated the Orioles center fielder was when I think the 100th homer they've given up sailed over the wall?
And again, just in case, the app is actually, the site is windsblowingout.com. Windsblowingout.com. Here we go. It's blowing straight out. There you had it.
They have an app for everything.
Hey, and just in case, they also have a Twitter handle called Wrigley Wins, @WrigleyWins. Wish they had that when I was playing.
Would have made things a lot easier. That's WINDS, wins.
Yes.
That's where the analytics comes in hand. Not with the wins and the spelling, but where the second baseman played JT Realmuto.
Gatorade Zero. All the electrolytes, zero sugar. Get more out of Zero.
Find inspiration in every mile. The Mazda CX-5 with Turbo. Feel alive.
Thanks for the ride along, Captain. I've never been in one of these before, even though Geico has been... Oh, here we go. Here we go.
You got cut off there. What were you saying? Oh, no. Maybe the Geico's been proudly serving the military for over 75 years? Is that what you wanted to say? Mm-hmm. I have to say, you seem a lot chattier on TV.
Geico, proudly serving the military for over 75 years.
You okay back there, buddy?
The only thing better than this bourbon are the friends you share it with. Jim Beam Black, the world's highest rated bourbon. Their words, not ours.
It's race time in Monaco.
The Monaco Grand Prix, presented by Mother's Polish. Sunday at 9 a.m. on ESPN with an encore on ABC.
ESPN's telecast of Major League Baseball, presented by USAA, is brought to you by How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World. Own it on Blu-ray, DVD, and digital today. MLB Ballpark app completes your next visit to your favorite park. Buy and manage game tickets, redeem special check-in offers, access exclusive content, and a lot more. Download the MLB Ballpark app today. Eflin back on the bump. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Daniel Del Scalzo leads things off for the Cubs, who lead at 1-0. That one hit hard on a line, and it's caught over there by Cesar Hernandez. And quickly there is one down. Seen some good defense tonight on a difficult night to play defense with the wind blowing. Hayward's made some nice plays. Here's a good one by Hernandez. This thing was ripped.
First step, going to your left right there. Stays down and makes a nice play out of it. Ball scalded.
Off the bat of the 105 miles an hour. Addison Russell up. Again, Baez not playing with that ankle injury. Baez has really secured his position at shortstop the way he has played this season, and has been an MVP candidate for them offensively and defensively. I know you had a chance to speak with Joe Madden just about sort of Javi Baez and everything that he's doing right this year for Chicago. What do you have to say?
He said the most impressive thing that he's seen is that he's grown up. So much responsibility from Javier Baez, and he's been able to be successful with it.
Kevin, it's yours.
Well, Ravi, what a turn of events at Citi Field. Nationals leading the Mets 3-1, 2-on. It's the pinch hitter, Doug, J.D. Davis.
Yeah, 1-2 pitch, hung a curveball, stayed through it very well. Almost a short, compact swing, and got the distance.
Mets take a 4-3 lead. They're in the 7th. Meantime, Austin Riley and the Braves set to take on the Giants. Julio Teheran, Sean Anderson, the pitching matchup. You'll see at 9:30 Eastern on ESPN2.
All right, Kevin, we got our own pinch hitter here. Mark Zagutis will bat, meaning Jose Quintana's night is over. He hits in the pitcher's spot. So another very, very good game for Jose Quintana on the mound.
You asked me before the game how long each starting pitcher was going to go. I told you 6 innings. It might be right. as it turns out.
That's why we pay you. That's why we are having you in the booth. I mean, the reason is that you're going to come up with that type of knowledge. We ask for predictions and you deliver. Like, this is a surprise to you that you might be right about this?
It's just a guess.
What? That's going to be a hit.
That's lovely. You're a pinch hitter, cold night like this. You'll take it any which way, especially with the count 1-2. Absolutely. A little fist pump right there. Take it from me, pinch hitters sleep nice at night when you can come in and get yourself a knock.
On a cold night like tonight, Eddie, when you're trying to get ready as a pinch hitter, what would you do to get loose?
Usually almost the same thing. Just make sure you stay loose in the dugouts. And now in this ballpark, it's different because you have cages underneath, where back in the day before they remodeled the stadium, they didn't have any of that. Both on the visitors and home side. The cages used to be behind the wall where actually the bullpens are now, underneath the grandstands.
I remember being here back in the late 90s. Sosa and the rest of the crew would be out there. You'd never see them, but they'd come crawling out of that wall with their bats in their hand from taking that batting practice underneath. So much about this ballpark has changed, hasn't it?
I believe so, especially, you know, it's always been the friendly confines, but that was part of the connection that the players had with the fans, that you could, while you were waiting to hit in the cages, the fans were leaning over, you were talking to them, you could have conversations with them. All that is lost a little bit now with the bigger dugouts, bigger clubhouses, and players not coming out on the field as much as before. But that scoreboard stays the same.
Have you been up in that scoreboard?
I have not.
Really?
You know who has? Amy.
Yes. So Eflin, who threw 19 balls to the first 6 hitters, had thrown only 20 balls since then, until here, in which now he has fallen behind 3-1 to Schwarber. And looking ahead, Eflin is scheduled to bat 4th at the top of the 7th. So if they get to that, then your prediction is going to be accurate. They're not going to let him bat in the 7th inning in a 1-0 game. So you're going to look like a genius. I mean, that's great. You're going to look like a genius. Nope. Called strike. Schwarber wasn't pleased with it. Of course, a guy that once was a catcher himself. Bryant due up next. Big pitch here in a 1-0 game. 3-2. Runner is off, and Schwarber pulls it foul down the line, but he hit it hard.
Schwarber was the catcher, and then he met Wilson Contreras, looked at him and goes, oh my goodness,
I'm not a catcher.
He's a catcher, and so am I. I'm not going to catch anymore. That's how much better Wilson Contreras was than him.
I am not a catcher anymore. Schwarber is a hitter, though, and that one came off the bat at 115 miles an hour.
Hard, long strike. That's a good piece of hitting. Too close to take. Just foul it off. Protecting the outside part. Not allowing Hunter Wendelstedt to make that call on him. On deck, you got Kris Bryant, that's 2 for 3 on the night and has hit Zach Eflin very well in his career.
Dig it in again for another 3-2. Popped up sky high right field. Harper. 3 outs. We'll take a break. We'll head to the 7th inning. A souvenir for a fan at Wrigley.
If you're searching for quality pre-owned vehicles, look no further than Jeff's Car Corner, a 9-time Reader's Choice and 5-time Locals Love Us Award winner for Best Used Car Dealership. We have over 200 SUVs, trucks, and cars available, award-winning customer service, and the best financing options. We are proud to be a local, family-owned dealership for over 40 years. Come see what makes Jeff's Car Corner unique. Visit us at jeffscarcorner.com or the corner 4th and Division in Davenport.
We always had someone to turn to when we were growing up. Some challenges were small, but some felt enormous. So when did we start thinking we didn't need anyone to help us anymore? That's why the Iowa Department of Public Health created yourlifeiowa.org, so you can find help 24/7 when facing a problem with alcohol, drugs, gambling, suicidal thoughts, or more. Your Life Iowa, your everyday life support.
Your password is password, and everything you own is gray, Mike.
I thought you liked Basic, Mike.
That was before I had Wendy's Made to Crave chicken sandwiches. Now I know I can do better than Basic.
Upgrade from Basic with 3 new sandwiches on Wendy's Made to Crave menu. The barbecue chicken sandwich, avocado BLT chicken sandwich, and the sauce and bacon chicken sandwich. At Wendy's, we got you.
I need to take a long drive at exactly the speed limit.
You look at Jose Quintana's night, and it's pretty much like the weather. Heat on the arm side part, away from the righties, getting soft contact in the 90s, and then all of a sudden, nighttime falls. Here comes the breaking pitch, down in the zone, again, inducing soft contact in the upper 70s. Jose Quintana's night is over with 100 pitches, 4 strikeouts, 3 walks, and 6 innings of work, just like Tim predicted.
But our prime performance presented by Whole Foods Market gives you all of his numbers. And we'll see what Carl Edwards Jr. does now. He's on the mound. And the first man he faces, Cesar Hernandez. Breaking ball doesn't break enough, and it's 1-0. Been a very up and down season for this guy, and they need him to pitch well. You see the numbers, none of which are great. He was optioned out to Iowa earlier, came back May 7th. A blown save on Wednesday after he had recorded 3 scoreless outings, 3 innings, 4 strikeouts. But this has been an issue for the Chicago Cubs. Been better lately, the entirety of the bullpen, but really need Edwards Jr. to lock in a little bit.
He went back to his old delivery. High leg kick. Not doing the double pump like he was earlier in the season. He was practicing that in spring training, took it in to the regular season against the Marlins. When they protested, they said he could not do that.
Steady diet of breaking balls. Yeah, the double pump. We saw the toe tap the other day in the series with Sean Doolittle that Joe Madden was protesting in the way that he was pitching after his pitcher was told he couldn't do that. And there was a very distinct difference between what Carl Edwards was doing seemingly and what Doolittle was doing. That one is just fair. Wow, it caught a piece of that line, it looked like. And Hernandez is aboard. Everybody for a second thought that was a foul ball. And now they're kind of looking out at the third base umpire to make sure that in fact it was a fair ball.
And that can be reviewable because it's past the bag. That's a great call.
That's definitely inside. Yep.
Good call.
Vic Carapazza had to do a 180 there and looked over his shoulder, but a leadoff single now for Hernandez against Edwards. And the Phillies in business with Kingery up. 0 for 2 with a strikeout to fly out to center. Good fastball at 95 with some downward plane to it.
Lost in all of that was also the play of Schwarber getting the ball in a hurry.
Yeah.
Keeping Hernandez at first base.
Let's go quickly back to the studios. Kingery is going to get a new piece of wood.
And Ravi, we showed you J.D. Davis, the pinch hit 3-run homer, giving the Mets the lead. Well, Dougie kind of helps the Nationals tie this one up at 4.
Yeah, very over-aggressive play there by Davis. Didn't anticipate the right ricochet, and it cost them a run.
Trey Turner, the RBI double, 4-4 game at Citi Field.
See if getting Trey Turner back, Kevin and Doug, can really ignite the Nationals, who've just kind of been hovering most of the season sub 500.
What a nightmare season for Juris Familia so far. Start to the season.
The former closer obviously has been replaced by Diaz, and you just wonder what impact that had on him. 0-2 here to Kingery. Out of play. Hernandez at first base has stolen 3 bases this season. And the Phillies were unable to mount any offense against Jose Quintana, now into the Cub bullpen. Kingery ended up going to Arizona, and of course this is the time of year where all these college baseball teams are involved in their conference tournaments, and soon to play in regionals and super regionals, where it all culminates in Omaha with the College World Series. Tune into the SEC network and elsewhere to follow college postseason play and future major leaguers. It's amazing the now number of kids that come out of college that end up at the major leagues versus other ways to get there, and a lot of them will end up in Omaha. That guy did. I think that challenge, Eddie. 1-2 up the middle. Tough play. Russell will flip it in time. Tough play. Russell and Del Scalzo. The Phillies will probably want to at least take an internal look, and now it appears as if they've made the decision not to review it.
Slow developing play here. I thought Hernandez was going to make it easy, but give Daniel Descalso a lot of credit, man.
Bare hand from Del Scalzo on a tough play, and barely held on to this.
I mean, the beauty of it is Descalso had to backtrack.
Are you kidding?
And feel for the bag, and then make a bare hand play as your body is going the other way.
Cradle piece right there for Del Scalzo. Dangerous hitter Franco. Breaking ball misses. Yeah, you're right, Eddie. Slowly developing. The idea that ball traveled so far, almost to the outfield grass before it was touched by anybody, made you think that there's a chance Hernandez was going to end up beating that ball to second.
This is where the defense is so important to the Cubs. The premier, their best shortstop, Javi Baez, is not playing tonight. The guy playing behind him is a really good defensive shortstop. Also made a very nice play there.
You saw Odubel Herrera. He's on deck. So once again, Tim Kurkjian's predictions of the pitchers going each 6 innings is going to be proven to be correct. Look out, 3-0. Just kind of feel the anxiety here, the way Edwards has come in. Gave up a single, then a real close play at second. Now 3-0.
Love it. Love that Gabe Kapler is trusting in Franco there on a 3-0 pitch. He said, okay, this is time to mature, to grow up and see if you know how to handle the bat on 3-0. Pitch was outside corner. You see a little cut to it.
He
went for it.
Didn't even get a fastball, a four-seamer on 3-0.
That one is hammered to left. Over the head of Schwarber. Off the wall. Here's your throw in to third. Safe at third. Runners in scoring position. A ringing double from Michael Franco.
This is where Gabe Kapler made a great decision on Michael Franco to be able to give him the 3-0 green light. You instill confidence in your player. Yeah, you're hitting in the 8th spot, but I still believe in you having the discipline of being able to make hard contact, of not going for it. He did. Okay, he missed it, but now psychologically for Franco, he's like, man, my manager believes in me. I handled it. I understand what I have to do on the 3-1 pitch, and that time hit a linea right over Kyle Schwarber's head. Easily, that ball went over 110 miles per hour.
Schwarber played it really well. Edwards is in trouble. Phillies are in business, and Odubel Herrera pinch hits now. 10th double of the season for Franco. Fastball fielded by Edwards. He'll have one play. Nice job by Edwards Jr. on a hard hit ball. Back at him for the second out. Not sure if that caught him or he caught it. Joe Madden comes slowly to the mound. This was hit hard. Infield was in. Didn't look like it was going to get through, but Edwards is coming out of the game. Looks like Brandon Kinsler is coming in, trying to protect a 1-0 lead.
Budget meeting. Sweet.
You compare last quarter to this quarter.
It's no wonder everything seems a little better with the creamy taste of Philly. Made with fresh milk and real cream. It must be the Philly.
Get Macy's Memorial Day furniture and mattress super buys, like the Nevio Sectional, $2,229. Tribeca Queen Bed, $499. Plus, get a free adjustable base with select mattresses. Reserve now before the sale starts Wednesday.
And Doug.
Look, Limu, a civilian buying a new car. Let's go.
Limu's right. Liberty Mutual could save you money by customizing your car insurance, so you only pay for what you need.
Oh, yeah, I've been a customer for years.
Huh.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Really? Man, this is what I feel like when I wear regular shoes. Cramped and uncomfortable.
We can read a little up.
Which
transformed this home to show the Keurig K-Cafe makes any house a coffee house.
Just pop that in for a coffee or brew a shot and froth milk for a latte or cappuccino.
Easy peasy. Now she's a barista.
I'm so frothy.
A little piece of heaven.
Thank you, but how's the coffee?
As the new pitcher warms, we remind everyone to take the field with your ultimate MLB squad and our baseball RB Arena. MLB experience the ability to advantage.
He won a county batting championship when he was in the 8th grade and has been
good
really good since.
Kinsler made such a good pitch to get that second strike, and then he got too much at the plate. And the Phils, who won a game that by all intents and purposes even they didn't think they were going to win last night, now in a position to do it again here tonight. Plenty of time left in this, top of the 7th inning, but a big hit from McCutchen. Now Segura squares.
You got to be careful also when you try to bunt against Kinsler, because that two-seam fastball has so much run. You see a lot of guys try to bunt, and actually hits them in the fingers with the top hand.
That's the first runs that Kinsler.
Network to Edge Intelligence gives you the power to see every corner of your growing business. From using feedback to innovate, to introducing products faster, to managing website inventory and network bandwidth, giving you a nice big edge over your competition. That's the power of edge-to-edge intelligence.
Hi, my name is Rick, but everyone calls me The Rick. When I'm on the treadmill, I watch ESPN Plus on my phone. It's $4.99 a month, and you get a free trial for 7 days. Personally, if it is free, I will try it. Guys, this is not good for my knees.
Welcome back to Major League Baseball on ESPN. Our telecast this evening is presented by USAA. Our producer Tim Sullivan in the truck alongside director Scotty Johnson tonight. Right after Braves and Giants. Sports Center from LA, Stan and Linda Cohn have it. Stephen A is going to be on the show. He'll give you his take on the Bucks and Raptors. That's game 4. We'll look back at the Warriors' historic run to another NBA final. And we'll go inside Cody Bellinger's hot start. That's Sports Center after Braves Giants on ESPN. Battle of the bullpens now, and the Cubs blinked. We'll see if Edgar Garcia can get some work done for the Phillies, who now lead it for the first time tonight, 2-1. The Phillies have scored all 7 runs in this series with 2 men out. Bryant rips one. That's a good start for the Cubs here in the bottom of the 7th inning. A single past the dive of Michael Franco.
Guys, this guy's just another beast right now at the plate. And Kris Bryant again, and it doesn't matter if it's a righty or lefty, if he hasn't seen a pitcher yet, that bat is through the zone. It's quick. You can tell his shoulder is healthy, and ever since he's changed to the axe bat, it has made a big difference. Keeping that bat head through the zone, palm up, palm down. Kris Bryant's found consistency, and he has smiles ever since.
He should. He's got 3 hits tonight. Here's Rizzo. I think if Kris Bryant stays healthy, he will be in the conversation with Yelich and Bellinger for MVP at the end of the year. Because you got a first-place team, you got a guy that has done that before, and this looks like the guy we saw a few years ago.
I agree, Robert. Remember, he won the Golden Spikes Award, the Minor League Player of the Year, the Rookie of the Year, and the MVP. No one's ever done that. He did that 4 years in a row. That's how good he was, and I think he's back to that guy, Eddie, now that that front shoulder is healthy again.
It looks that way, doesn't it, Eddie?
Oh, no doubt. It really does, and he's open-minded to a lot of things, and that's what I love about Kris Bryant. He understands it's a game of adjustment, and he's made those adjustments at every level, from the collegiate standpoint to the minor league standpoint, and now coming back from injury last season.
You know, this night's a little bit different than what we've seen with nearly every Major League Baseball game this season because of the conditions and the wind blowing in. You actually have to manufacture runs. You've got to string together some hits.
And I think that's why Joe Madden started the runners earlier here, knowing we're not going to hit one through this wind, so we're going to have to find another way to score.
Rizzo didn't like it, and Joe Madden, because Rizzo didn't like it, he didn't like it either. And now you see Michael Franco move all the way over from his third base position in between Hoskins and the second baseman Hernandez. So Franco is way over in the second base hole, and Rizzo goes the other way with it. McCutchen is there for the out.
And let's take another look at the Kris Bryant swing. He's even talking about it there with Will Venable. Again, using this bat, stiff front side, doesn't move that head, but look how that bat head just stays through the zone, palm up, palm down, right where he wants it. And this is the difference between the axe bat on the left and a regular handled tapered bat on the right.
As Wilson Contreras steps in using your traditional bat.
And I must admit, watching Sunday Night Baseball the other day with Alex and Jess, they were talking about this. And the grip itself, it just fits nicely in your hand like an axe, top hand, and there's no way you can roll over. It's very difficult to do so in this position. And that's one of the main aspects of why to use an axe handle bat.
Contreras, center field. Kingery's coming in, and he's there to make the play. It has been an adventure, Eddie.
Yeah, it has been an adventure there. But again, another reason why you see a lot of guys that have hamate issues, hamate bone issues with this, it takes away the pressure from guys on this part of the hand. So when you use this, it's very comfortable, but at the same time, you always know consistently where the bat head is. And when you sometimes feel of trying to get on top of the baseball this way, actually your feelings could be the worst thing for you. What you need to do is understand that your hands are going to be on top of the ball, and with this, palm up, palm down, it creates that natural path. And you'll see more players, I believe, starting to use these type of bats. Remember, creatures of habit. Kris Bryant, Mookie Betts, George Springer are guys that use this bat.
Pitching change here in Chicago. Garcia did his job. 2 down.
Wet dogs happen. Sticky little ice cream hands and grande spills of lattes happen. Earthbound bombs of avian muck happen. Every day happens. Every day. Which is why there's a full line of Mother's Speed products that can help you get back that showroom clean and shine. Fast. When every day happens, Mother's happens back.
Captain. Captain.
Captain.
Captain.
Captain.
Captain.
Captain.
Captain.
Captain. Captain.
Gucci Guilty, Pour Homme, and the new Parfum.
Ready to break through your allergies? People everywhere are reaching for Allegra, the fastest non-drowsy allergy relief. It starts strong and stays strong for 24 hours. Get back to the moment with Allegra.
Beautiful, isn't it? Just wait till you get to the register. Introducing new lower prices on produce. Attaboy.
You guys hungry?
By and down to second base. a wild pitch. Kris Bryant into scoring territory as we return to action with Jose Alvarez. His first pitch out of the bullpen, a wild one to Jason Hayward. He's been really good lately. He's allowed 1 earned run and 6 hits in his last 9 1/3 innings pitched. As Realmuto goes out there to go over the signs with a runner on second. Take one more look at the pitch that we came back to kind of in progress. Just a spiked in the dirt pitch.
And the problem is JT Realmuto's spread out and he asked for a slider. You can't move your feet that way. You can't get in front of it. That's why it got away, and it's not recommended for catchers to be in that position when you're asking for off-speed pitches and runners on base.
Jason Hayward be clutch like McCutchen was for the Phillies. With Bryant at second base, he looked at a strike from Jose Alvarez. Gave you the good on Alvarez. The bad is that he has allowed 5 of the 10 inherited runners to score. Slow roller. Cut off by the shortstop, and that was a slow developing play, but Segura cut in front of Hernandez to retire Hayward, and we're through 7 with the Phillies up by 1.
Where is the lamb?
Disney's Aladdin, rated PG.
This would be awkward if you were sharing these nachos with anyone but yourself. Nachos are now a meal with your choice of double the seasoned beef or slow-cooked shredded chicken plus a medium drink. The $5 Grande Nachos box, only at Taco Bell.
Gatorade Zero. All the electrolytes, zero sugar. Get more out of Zero.
Tonight, you landed enough Wyndham Rewards points to land in that oh-so-alluring place in your screensaver.
See you soon, Hammock.
Jealous. Tonight, La Quinta. Tomorrow, you triumph.
This is Jerry. Jerry has a membership to this gym, but he's not using it. And he has subscriptions to a music service he doesn't listen to and 5 streaming video services he doesn't watch. This is Jerry learning that he's still paying for this stuff he's not using. He's seeing his recurring payments in Control Tower in the Wells Fargo mobile app. This is Jerry canceling a few things. Booyah. This is Jerry all set to watch the next game. This is Wells Fargo.
What's going on up here?
Can't see what it is yet.
What is that? That's a Blazer? It's a Chevy Blazer?
Oh, this is dope.
This thing is beautiful.
I love the lights.
Oh man, it's got a mean face on it.
It looks like a piece of candy.
Look at the interior. This is nice.
This is my sexy mom car.
I would feel like a cool dad.
It's just really chic.
Love this.
It's gorgeous.
I would pull up in this in a heartbeat. I want one of these.
That is sharp.
The all-new Chevy Blazer speaks for itself.
I don't know who they got to design this, but give them a cookie and a star.
Hope you're enjoying it. ESPN's telecast of Major League Baseball is presented by USAA this Memorial Day. Join us in honoring our nation's fallen heroes. I know we're having fun anytime you get a chance to do a baseball game at Wrigley Field. Are you kidding me? 2 first-place teams? I'll be honest, too. The crew up here in the booth has done a fantastic job. We don't need blankets tonight. We've got a little mini heater underneath the Kurkjian chair that's heating up the entire booth. It's been great. So in a 1-run game, Bryce Harper, who is hitless tonight, leads things off for the Phillies in the top of the 8th inning.
Could be a good matchup for him because Kinsler lives down in the zone.
Rolls it over, and it'll drive you crazy. But right into the shift, and Harper is retired again 0 for 4. Back to the studio for an update.
And Revy, they can put the shift, they can do whatever they want to Pete Alonso, but this Park ain't holding this one. Look at this bomb, Doug.
I mean, he absolutely top-handed, and you talk about the spin on that. I'm not sure fair, foul, or what state it landed in, but it was a long ways.
16th career home run, fastest Met ever to do that. Meantime, over on the deuce, Giants and Braves. Ronald Acuna Jr. swing and a miss.
Nasty sinker right there.
He is human, right? Top of the first, no score, guys.
Rhys Hoskins bats here, guys. Thank you. By the way, Alonso is another Axe bat user, and he is the 10th player in baseball history. 16 or more homers through their first 50 games. He has 3 more games to challenge the record, but Alonso, where would they be without him? And they're struggling, but my goodness.
And remember, they didn't even think he was going to make the team, but he had such a good spring, and they said, all right, forget service time. We're going for it now. And thank goodness for their sake that they kept him.
Remember, Jed Lowry hadn't played. He was going to be the number 2-hole hitter. It's the 11th of his 16 homers that have come in the 7th inning or later. So Pete Alonso ties that one up. It's amazing, you know, where we are in the calendar, and it feels like both those teams have to win, both the Mets and Nats, every game they play. Phillies have been playing so well lately. 1-2 to Hoskins. High pop up left field. 2 away. I'll bring up the catcher, J.G. Realmuto. Good pitch. Shallow right field. It's going to hold up for the second baseman, who drifts back to get it. Quick inning for Kinsler. Bottom 8 coming up at Wrigley. They're going to need a run here to tie it.
The Monaco Grand Prix presented by Mothers Polish. Sunday at 9 a.m. on ESPN with an encore on ABC.
Find inspiration in every mile. The Mazda CX-5 with turbo. Feel alive.
Huge mistake.
Kevin Harvick.
Choose Mobil 1 Synthetic instead. It protects engines better than conventional motor oil.
Yeah, you would say that. You're wearing the logo.
How about now?
Get 250,000 miles of protection. Upgrade to Mobil 1.
Every time it's been way too long, a Corona gets its line. Every time you meet from across the party, and every time your favorite place is more about who than where, a Corona gets its line.
Most people know me as a critically acclaimed actor with rhythmic pecs, but I'm also a talented flautist.
It's just like most people know State Farm for home and auto insurance, but we've also won 5 J.D. Power Awards in a row for life insurance.
It feels good to be known for more than one thing. Quiet, Pecs. This isn't about you.
No, let them speak.
Life insurance you didn't expect from the company you know you can trust. State Farm.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Office of the Commissioner of Baseball and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent.
We are back. It's up a little bit late here in Chicago, where the Philadelphia Phillies got a 2-1 lead over a fellow first-place team. Yeah, I can see a little yawn, a little late here. Got school here. It's a Tuesday night, 8:55 local time. StatCast AI powered by AWS. The ball's hit to the opposite field this season. And there's a few teams better than this group. First in batting average, slugging, and home runs. When you go the other way, 30% of balls in play. And it's all of them. Here's Almora to lead things off in the bottom of the 8th. First pitch, ball 1 from Alvarez. pitch right there. That's the pitch that Kinsler threw right before he got it to McCutchen, and then the next one McCutchen delivered, and he's the guy that's got the 2 RBIs that put the Phillies up 2-1. Not there. Almora 1-2. Phillies have won 4 in a row. They have 6 one-run victories this year, and half of them, 3 of them, have come during this 4-game win streak. So normally they're winning games, they're winning tight games, and currently lead by 1 as the helmet flies off of Almora and he's retired.
The Padres have 12 one-run wins this year, so basically half of the games they've won have been by 1 run.
Five and 3, 8 and 6. Eddie, what does a 1-run win do for you? I mean, it seems to, at least in this case for the Phillies, given them some momentum that they've done it 3 times in this 4-game streak. But what does it do for a team when you're winning those 1-run games and they're quickly 2 down?
One, it gives confidence to your bullpen. In an age where the bullpen is vital to wins and losses, starters just expected to go 5 innings. The bullpen is able to shut down the heart of the order usually at the end of the game. That's 1. 2, the hitters. It tells you the focus that they've been able to have throughout the games and the grit, and it shows you a lot about your team and the personality of your players.
The Yankees have won another game. They pounded the Orioles. Yankees 30 wins this season. Russell trying to keep the 8th inning alive. Wondered in a game like this, maybe next inning, if or this one, if they get a runner, if Baez maybe pinch hits.
Joe Madden told us he'll hopefully be available.
Cishek and Cedeno warming in that Cub bullpen. You know, pop of that glove. Alvarez trying to work through a quick 8th, but now behind 3-1. De Los Santos, Nicasio. Victor Caratini has moved into the on-deck circle currently for the Cubs. Way wide.
I think this is going to be Javier Baez's turn to hit.
I think that's what, when he looked back, I think they told him, look, Vic, if he gets on, we're probably going to go in another direction.
And it's not. It's actually going to be
David Bodie.
Yep. The crowd recognizes David Bodie coming out. And we'll go over the scouting report on Bodie right now. This is a guy that's come up with several big hits for the Chicago Cubs. He's got 17 RBIs, 4 home runs on the season. It speaks a little bit to the maybe extent of the injury to Baez or their lack of desire to use him, because this does feel like it'd be a tailor-made spot for him. You saw Bodie, great numbers as a pinch hitter this season, great numbers.
A little bit of a tricky spot for that Phillies bullpen. They have 4 relievers on the injured list, including David Robertson, so you got to be careful here on who you use, matchups, everything else.
And you look at the splits of David Bote, he's actually had more success against right-handed pitching than left-handed pitching. And this is why Gabe Kapler has elected to stay with his lefty on the mound. 160 he's hitting against left-handed pitchers with a weaker exit velocity also. And then against righties, you're looking at 258.
Well, it assures that Bryant will bat again, and he's got 3 hits already. And now behind 2-0 is Alvarez. That walk to Russell. You'll see how big that ends up being with 2 down. And there are the numbers Eddie's talking about.
Six doubles and 3 home runs against right-handed pitching. One of each when it comes to the home runs and doubles against lefties.
Now 2-2.
Very short lead over there for Addison Russell, lefty on the mound. Of course, you got a catcher that can really throw. He's got an incredibly quick release back there. Pop time 1.78.
And Addison Russell has never been really a base stealer.
He's not going anywhere down a run here.
Not one of his fortes, running the bases. That's awfully close.
2-2 to Bote. And that's going to get into the seats. Checks his bat, makes sure it's not broken. Last home run came Saturday. It was against Steven Strasburg. Two on the ground. Franco gets it, fires. Not in time. What an effort. But great hustle from Bote, and there are 2 aboard here in the 8th. Well, we've made a big deal out of Nolan Arenado throwing from the ground. How about this effort by Michael Franco? But an infield hit for Bote.
And he wanted that one too. He's got to protect the line, playing no doubles. Goes to his left, gives it an all-out effort. David Bote getting down the line, throwing off that knee.
Well, this is a spot for Javi Baez too. This just means he must be injured enough not to play in this game.
Agreed. First and second for Schwarber. Strike 1. Hitting .219 with 6 homers and 15 runs batted in. Of course, the Kyle Schwarber as a leadoff hitter has been debated since he's been a leadoff hitter with Joe Madden. Single will tie it. Jam shot. Foul ball. And he's now behind 0-2. That was slow enough that had it been fair, it might have been a close play at third base.
So recently against the shift, which is was much more dramatic than this shift, whereas Franco say would have moved way over towards second with 2 strikes. Schwarber tried to bunt with 2 strikes. It didn't work, but was wide open down there, and I'm not suggesting he's going to do that or try that here, but he tried it recently.
Alvarez trying to get out of a jam. The 0-2.
There's Real Muto back there on that play, moving those feet.
Former teammate of Schwarber. Jake Arrieta looking on a 1-2. Beaten into the ground. Schwarber retired, and the Cubs will strand two. Alvarez gets the job done. Philly leads 2-1 after 8.
It's Cedar Plank Seafood Time at Red Lobster, featuring 3 new dishes that are planked to perfection. Feast on new Cedar Plank lobster and shrimp, or new colossal shrimp and salmon with a citrusy drizzle. Tender, smoky, and together on one plank. But not for long, so hurry in.
We know the adventures of summer will last forever. We know the great outdoors. We love the great outdoors. Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's, where you can get amazing hot buys on the gear you need, in stores and online. Like Eclipse hydration packs for only $10. Bass Pro camp chairs for under $10. And save $150 on this Pit Boss pellet grill with free assembly and cover. Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Your adventure starts here.
Always authentic. Never sold out. Millions know. Now you do too. StockX. Now you know. Visit StockX.com today.
Can you convince my dad to ditch his expensive wireless plan?
Well, right now you can get 4 lines for $100 a month.
Tell him I want unlimited gigs.
No problem.
Mobile hotspot?
Done.
How about this brand new phone?
Free.
I've always liked free.
Ready to switch?
Sure.
Switch to Boost and get 4 lines, each with unlimited gigs for $100 a month. Plus, get 4 free LG Stylo 4 phones. All on Boost's super reliable, super fast nationwide network. Boost makes it easy to switch. Switching makes it easy to save.
What's going on?
It's a 3 p.m. slump.
Should I have P3?
Oh, yeah.
Need energy? Get P3 with a mix of meat, cheese, and nuts.
Kevin Duggan studio. Braves Giants underway over on ESPN2. Nick Markakis had a double in the top of the first inning, and then Evan Longoria ties it up.
Longoria trying to find that old stroke from before. The contributor with the RBI.
1-1 game. You'll see it here next on ESPN after things go final at Wrigley, guys.
All right, thank you very much, Kevin. We got our eyes on Xavier Cedeno. Also, I know you are keeping your eyes on Justin Verlander, who's pitching for the Stros and has not allowed a hit yet to the White Sox as they move into the 6th inning of that one, with Houston leading 5-0. Bryant will lead things off when the Cubs come to the plate in the bottom of the 9th. Will it be a 1-run deficit? Cesar Hernandez. You watch the Cubs and you watch the other teams, and you just kind of focus on the Astros with Verlander pitching and their offense and their bullpen. You realize just how difficult it is to have a complete team, because clearly there are some warts on these teams. The Astros don't have a lot of those. Tempted to bunt ball 3.
Astros won 14 out of 15, outscored their opponents by 55 runs during that time. And you're right, once they get completely healthy, where is the weakness there?
I think the most impressive part of the Houston Astros is that last year they led Major League Baseball in strikeouts. Their pitchers did. all of baseball. Also, they led all of AAA in strikeouts, AA and A ball in strikeouts.
Rizzo will field that one, and that will do it for Hernandez. All right, let's take a look at our triumphant moment. It's brought to you by La Quinta by Wyndham.
And it's about the approach that they had against Andrew McCutchen, pitching him in, successfully getting him out, not once, twice, but 3 times. And then good old veteran stays focused on what he does best. And once Kinsler decides to go away, he makes him pay with 2 RBI. And those 2 RBI have put them ahead by 1. He's a great Instagram follow, by the way. He is creative. Funny. We were talking with him before in the clubhouse, and he enjoys it. He says, if I ever have any downtime in a boring clubhouse, one of those where I can hide a little bit, I'll get creative and I'll have my skits down. So if you get bored, follow Andrew McCutchen.
Well, we all know, I mean, he is as creative as anybody with his artwork and his personality. He's a funny guy.
Impersonations.
His impersonations
he
are
can
great.
Sing, he can dance. Said it last week. We should have a talent show in the big leagues. Him, Stephen Vogt, a few others. Pretty impressive.
That'd be good at the All-Star game or something like that, right? I'm in.
You'd be one of the judges, like a gong show, maybe?
Oh. You have any impersonations, Tim?
No.
Carl?
Just him.
How did I know that was coming?
But many of them are inside things, like the deep sigh. You could deep sigh, you know, nobody would know that's, yeah, like that. You just did your impersonation of Tim. Joe Maddon has recently suggested that he believes that the bullpen for the Cubs will come together. And you certainly can appreciate Joe's optimism and confidence. And as a manager, you have to instill confidence in your own team. That has definitely been one of the things that the Cubs and their fans have been worried about. And this one is laced into left. Schwarber going towards the line. That's over his head. And this will be a double for Scott Kingery.
I think off the bat, Kyle Schwarber thought he had it. He had a good jump on it, except the wind kept pushing it away from him. It's a good jump. Just keeps pushing and pushing away, and Kingery gets a second.
Now that brings Joe Maddon out, knowing he can ill afford to give up another run. So Cedeno will come out of the game. We'll take a timeout. Take a look at Justin Verlander, who's on a no-hitter watch tonight through 6 innings in Houston when we come back.
Gatorade Zero. All the electrolytes, zero sugar. Get more out of zero.
With the Capital One Saver Card, you earn 4% cash back on dining and 4% on entertainment. So when you go out, you cash in. What's in your wallet?
Seen the far side of a mountain, swallow the sky. As you travel through the valley, as you're speeding.
The 2019 Infiniti QX50. Luxury should be lived in. Lease the all-new Infiniti QX50 for $379 a month.
I can't believe it.
That Carl brought his karaoke machine.
No, I can't believe how easy it was to save hundreds of dollars on my car insurance with Geico.
Go, Kevin. Go, Kevin. No.
Believe it, Geico could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Kevin Doug in studio, and we are on full-blown no-hitter watch. Justin Verlander and the Astros against the White Sox tonight. Doug, 6 innings so far, 10 strikeouts, just 1 walk.
Kev, he has everything going. The slider, the fastball up in the zone, the power, and the location. I mean, this is Verlander at his best. They have no idea what's coming, keeping them off balance with all his pitching.
76 pitches, 56 for strikes. He's trying to become the 6th pitcher with at least 3 career no-hitters, guys.
Yeah, Doug politely didn't mention the other thing that Verlander has going for him tonight, and that's the White Sox.
So, Ravi, back to this Cub bullpen. If they think they're going to go back to and win the World Series like they did in 2016, they're going to have to make an adjustment in this bullpen.
Sure.
And let's not forget what happened in 2016. They went and got Aroldis Chapman.
Yeah.
And traded Gleyber Torres to get him. And we see what a stud that guy is. But they felt they needed Chapman, and they did. And I think they're going to need to make another move if they're going to be a World Series team this year.
I would agree. Kimbrel just seems to make sense here. You can see kind of the frustration there on Joe's face as Kyle Ryan falls behind 1-0 to a dangerous hitter and Franco. He slings that one in there and he misses 2-0. Mentioned Strop, who threw the other day, will do that again. Morrow, at least not until July. And yet it's a first place team. You get those pieces back. Maybe you make a move. There's a throw to second. Wow. Looked like it might have been a close play, but the ball was dropped out there by Descalso.
The Cubs starting pitching is really good.
Yep.
They hit with power. They catch the ball really well. It's their bullpen that eventually is going to have to be upgraded.
Well, with Bryant due up, the Phillies would love to add an insurance run. You can hear in the background, fans get a little restless here after that Kingery double. Franco doubled his last time up, scored a run. Last time a 3-0, they green lighted him. Do it again here. Fair ball. Bryant throws him out.
You know, Ravi, we've seen more 3-0 swings than I've seen in a long time, in part because in this era now where guys just don't throw their fastball as often as they used to. That's the one count where you at least got a chance to see a fastball.
Yeah, but this one is not an overpowering pitcher in Ryan, and he has yet to throw a strike coming in. A little surprised there that they did give Michael the green light, knowing it's a left on right situation.
Atlanta and San Francisco will come your way next. Kevin and Doug have been providing us updates on that one. It's underway. It follows us here on ESPN, and then of course the continued look into the Verlander potential no-hitter. Pinch hitter Phil Gosselin now for the Philadelphia Phillies. As a pinch hitter, big time numbers. You saw that .417 batting average. Five hits as a pinch hitter, which is tied 4th in the majors this year. 5 for 12. Pretty good speed out there at second base in Kingery.
So far, Ryan just staying away on everything.
There's a guy that came up with the biggest hit of the night for the Phillies, Andrew McCutchen. 7th inning, 2 men on, single, back up the middle. It plated those 2 runs to put him up. I guess I'm always struck, you know, you watch these big time college football games and they bring in a kicker who just can't kick a field goal, and you wonder, like, for all the things and pieces you have, you're missing that last ingredient, and you guess are reminded how difficult it is to put together a team in which you are confident and comfortable in every aspect of your team, because the bullpen is an issue here, and yet so many other parts of it are so fortified. And there are injuries, and that may be it, but it is just a tightrope walk for the Cubs in this situation. 3-2 on the way to the pinch hitter, Gosselin.
Nope.
Not yet.
I'm glad he stepped out, because I'm in shock that Gosselin not only took a 2-0 pitch, but then he took a 3-1 pitch right down the middle. I mean, you're the pinch hitter. You're not looking just for a walk. Those were pitches that were right center cut. And then he swings at a pitch that he has to protect, 3-2. That's mostly a pitcher's pitch. On the outside corner, down in the zone. Learning from Lenny Harris, the hit king when it comes to pinch hitting. You better go up there aggressive, ready to hit. When you have that hitter's count, you got to let it rip.
Good pitch. He froze him. Big out. And Ryan does the job. Bryant will come up as the Cubs will attempt to tie and win it in the bottom of the 9th. But first, back to the studio.
And Ravi, we look forward to that, and we look forward to getting Braves and Giants here on ESPN. It's on ESPN2 right now. Great start to this one for Nick Markakis, Doug Glanville.
Yeah, beautiful piece of hitting, just dropping the hand, short path to the ball.
Meantime, Marlins and Tigers. This is an odd play on what appeared to be the exchange from glove to ball. It's dropped by Harold Ramirez, but they called that an out.
Yeah, it looked like the ball was rattling around, kind of snow-coned it for a second, and that transfer, they gave it to him.
Keep you updated on that one throughout the night. Meantime, Nationals and Mets, Ahmed Rosario, the infield walk-off single.
Yeah, Trey Turner made a mistake there. Should have been more aggressive charging it and underestimated his speed.
Do you celebrate that one on the field like that, Doug?
Yeah, you know, yes, you celebrate. I don't know about the bath and all that, but we'll work it.
6-5, Mets win. Meantime, you celebrate this. Mike Trout, his 11th home run of the year.
Yeah, Trout, I mean, what can you say? Continually taking it to another level. You didn't think there existed. And then he goes from major league to super major league to mega major league. I don't know what's left for this guy.
1-0 lead. Meantime, we're keeping an eye on this Justin Verlander. Through 6 innings, Doug, he's got a no-hitter right now.
Yeah, he's got high velocity, great location. The slider's working well. He's picking the right spots. Everything looks like the potential that this no-hitter could happen, but we'll see the pitch count.
He's got 2 in his career. He's trying to join Nolan Ryan, Sandy Koufax, Bob Feller, Cy Young, and Larry Corcoran as the only man to pitch at least 3 no-hitters, guys.
There's a great note, too, about that game. Mark Ripperger is the home plate umpire in Houston tonight, and he, of course, was the home plate umpire for the Mike Fiers no-hitter earlier this year. So Ripperger is behind the plate again, may have another no-hitter. Would be only the 2nd one this season. We welcome you back to our game here. Our telecast is presented by USAA. All right, so here's the hottest hitter for the Chicago Cubs. That's Kris Bryant. First time he grabbed the axe bat, this was the result, April 26th.
And once you find success with one bat, after you break it, they give him the axe bat. Okay, this works.
Had 1 homer on April the 26th. He's had 10 since using the axe bat.
Bryant will face Nicasio, who is going to try to get the Philadelphia Phillies their 29th win of the season. The axe handle. We've made a lot of it. The numbers suggest we should. And here's Bryant. Good pitch, two-seamer in. Strike one. Here are the numbers on Nicasio. And they have used the bullpen save by committee. It's his turn tonight. High. Bryant is having a huge game. A single in the first, a double in the fourth, a single in the seventh. And he has scored the only run of the game for the Cubs with some heads-up base running. Another team that could use a guy to close games and feel good about it. The Phillies.
Nicasio got the save last night, but again, with David Robertson hurt, bullpen a little bit in flux.
Nope. And now he's in a tough spot. 3-1.
This is where experience comes in for Kris Bryant. It's a hitter's count now. He's looking for one pitch, and if it's not there, he'll let it go.
Kris Bryant on base for the fourth time tonight. Leadoff walk.
Eddie, like you said, that's a great at bat. He knows he's got two really good hitters coming up behind him, and instead of expanding and saying, I'm going to hit one out of here and get this tied, he said, I got to get on somehow. I got help behind me.
And when you're locked in, that's one thing you don't do. You don't chase bad pitches. You look for your pitch, and eventually you don't miss it, and that's what's been happening to him. And this guy right here has been swinging a really good bat also. 0 for 3 on the night.
With a walk. Last night it was the Phillies who won it in the 10th. Came back in the 9th. Now it's the Cubs trying to return the favor. Changeup in there for a strike one.
And Rizzo has been so good in these situations. Likes to hit the ball to right. It's a left center field. Staying closed right now. 0-1 count. Does not need to choke up on the back. Now watch the adjustment.
One plate umpire goes out, steps in front, cleans the bag. That one got a little piece of JT Realmuto, making sure that he's okay.
He goes up at least an inch on this bat with 2 strikes, knowing I have to put this ball in play. I have to move this guy along.
Behind 0-2. Here it is to Rizzo. Fouls one off his own foot.
Guys, and something to keep in mind, any ground ball hit to the right side of the infield, Gene Segura, which is the lone man on the left side of the infield, has to hustle to third base. So does Juan Nicasio, because Kris Bryant, one of the smartest base runners in the game, already understands and knows that. And it would be a foot race to third base if no one's there.
26 strikeouts on the season for Rizzo, 23 walks. Rips one into right field, and it is fair. It'll go to the wall. Bryant to third, being held there. Rizzo with a double, second and third. Nobody out on an 0-2 pitch.
Again, choke up on the bat. Pitches up and in. This guy's one of the best low ball hitters in the game, but when it comes to making adjustments within at-bats, Rizzo comes through. Pitch up, in, stays short. Guy's the best hitter in the game. I don't care what kind of era it was Barry Bonds, and that's exactly what he would do from pitch 1 to the last pitch. Choke up and barrel baseballs. Anthony Rizzo now not only puts Kris Bryant 90 feet away, but puts himself in scoring position also.
All right, so what do you do here, Eddie?
Bring the infield in, exactly what the Phillies are doing. Even though you're up 1, go ahead and run at second base. You're on the road, you pitch to Contreras, and you might have to walk Hayward intentionally if you get Contreras out.
Cubs are 0 for 8 with runners in scoring position tonight. For those of you curious, that Verlander no-hitter, that bid is over. Abreu with a home run in the 7th inning, so no-hitter for Verlander.
Biggest mistake Contreras can do right now is try to hit a fly ball. Just try to barrel and hit it hard. The infield in like this, anything hard, the odds are in your favor.
Bryant's at third, Rizzo at second. Nobody out, bottom 9, Contreras.
Andrew McCutchen is playing really deep in left field, which of course he has to with a guy who hits like this, but any ball through the infield.
I think it's okay with no outs, because Brian Butterfield understands that with no outs he will hold Rizzo on anything hit straight up at McCutchen. With 1 out, you have to play a little bit in.
Good pitch there from Nicasio and Contreras. Anxious now 0-2. 4th on the Cubs in RBIs behind Baez and Rizzo and Bryant. And again, more pressure on Real Muto with a runner at third, the tying run at third to make sure that ball doesn't get past him.
I love this graphic here, guys. It's about the arm strength of each guy in the outfield. Look at Andrew McCutchen's arm strength, 93 miles per hour from left field. Now you're looking at Harper at 80 miles per hour, the arm strength, and Kingery 80 miles per hour from center field. Those are below average, both center and right. You're looking at average, above average in left field.
Contreras has swung at 3 pitches. Won't at bat. 1-2. Fielder's choice, first time up, singled, grounded out and flew out to center. Good crowd still on hand. Last night a sellout. Tonight a much colder night, but the crowd has not left. Some keeping score, a loyal fan base looking for a big win tonight. Nope. 2-2.
Time for that 2-seamer down and in. Showing him 2 sliders away. We've already shown him the 4-seamer down the middle. First 2 pitches of the at-bat. I'm Michael Franco at third base. I can play a couple steps deeper. I don't see Bryant with no outs going on contact here.
He's not going home on unless he's certain he can make it here.
2-2. Spoils it. Well, the numbers for the relievers, especially the good ones tonight, have been turned around by the offenses. And for Nicasio, he has not allowed an earned run in his last 11 innings. Opponents are just 8 for 38.
Crossed up. I really think JT Realmuto, and he's not going to talk to his pitcher right now, but for some reason it looked like
he's exasperated.
He is shaking his head going, what just happened there, and how did he react to that? Watch his glove. He's looking for this down there, and all of a sudden,
like, how did I catch that?
The Phillies have one mound visit remaining.
You trust the slider. This is the moment to throw it. 3-2.
This is shallow. Let's see if Harper will throw it home. Bryant won't move, and Harper's throw is a good one. And there's one down. Too shallow for Kris Bryant to even think about risking running home.
Smart call right there by Realmuto. Good decision by Nicasio to agree to the slider. Contreras looking for that fastball. Sold out on it. Caught him off balance.
Jason Hayward has delivered in this position before. He will not get a chance to do so now. They will intentionally walk Jason Hayward. It was on the 8th of May that he homered in the 11th to lead the Cubs over the Marlins, but they're not going to let Hayward do that again tonight. They're going to put it in the hands, the Phillies, of Nicasio to face Albert Almora.
And Almora has also come up big for the Cubs in this tight game situations late in games.
First pitch tailing towards the seats, and it will get right into the first row. Nicasio picked up the first save of the season last night.
Guys, watch where Segura is. He's playing a little pull side there. Almora likes to hit the ball up the middle in late game situations. Try to play Pepper back with the pitcher.
Winning run is Rizzo. He's at second base. Slow roller, play to home. Safe for tie. An infield hit for Almora, and it's 2-2.
And again, Ravi, Kris Bryant scored on that play, got a tremendous secondary lead there, and beat that throw to the plate.
Absolutely right, Tim. Both runs for Chicago have scored tonight because of the legs and decision-making of Kris Bryant. Watch the secondary there. As soon as he sees it, forced to go, takes a good secondary, slides through the plate. Doesn't try to pop up with it. Good pitch. Tough luck right there for Nicasio.
Phillies have called for the review. It's not close, and this should take no time at all. You can see Bryant's feet hit those of Realmuto before he even caught the ball.
Now, did he tag the plate? The thing is, did he step on the plate or did he step on his foot? Because the tendency is for every guy that slides, that foot pops up. And this is something that the Phillies are hoping that they see in New York. Did he beat it? Absolutely. But that the foot...
I think his right foot even beats that throw in there, but let's see.
That's what they're looking at.
Yeah, it's certainly worth a look. I mean, otherwise the game is tied.
This might be the best angle. Well, they called him safe.
I think even if the front of the foot was elevated, the back of the foot appeared to touch home. And now, to add some more drama to this situation, Joe Maddon has pulled his ace. He's got Javier Baez with a bat coming to the plate.
This is interesting. You got Daniel Descalzo that was up at the plate, a left-handed hitter, a veteran guy that knows how to slow down the game in this situation. Had a big triple last night, late in the game, and you're bringing in Javier Baez to hit.
Baez has done everything you can imagine from a player this season. He, of course, missed last night's game with a bruised right foot. He hasn't played at all tonight, and here he is pinch hitting with a chance to win it for the Cubs with one down. And he does it! Javier Baez, the hero tonight. The Cubs rally in the bottom of the ninth, and the MVP start to the season continues for Baez. That didn't take very long.
Well, that would have been two really difficult losses in a row for the Cubs. Instead, they come back and win this way. It's a very encouraging sign.
For all those managers in broadcast booths or at home that wondered, when are you going to use Javier Baez? We saved him, and lo and behold, Javier Baez wins the game for the Cubs.
Put one on Joe Maddon for holding Baez and not panicking in the 8th inning. Bringing him in right here for Daniel Descalzo. Not a lot of managers would have done this. Joe Maddon trusts and knows a superstar in the making. One-handed, top hand.
As you can see, he can't run.
No, he can't.
And with the infield in, I don't think they had to worry too much about a double play, although it could have been a 6-2-3, but I think he's happy he didn't have to run.
Good for Javier Baez and the Chicago Cubs at home tonight. They get a come-from-behind win in the bottom of the ninth. And these first two have been outstanding in the series between the Philadelphia Phillies and the Chicago Cubs. Well, for Tim Kurkjian, Eduardo Perez, our entire crew in the truck, including Tim Sullivan, Scott Johnson, I'm Karl Ravech. It is time now from Chicago to send it to John Shambi and the crew in San Francisco. Braves and the Giants. So long from Chicago.